So we are 1 week away from Call of Duty Black Ops 6 being a reality, and Treyarch said, fuck it, let's drop literally every single thing you could possibly have in a blog post. So today, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be doing is reading through the blog post, telling you guys everything that's happening, because listen guys, listen. I know people were making videos about this, reacting to it and just reading through it, but let me just explain. Look at the amount of tabs that they've made stuff about. I mean, oh my goodness, so many new pictures, so many new things. So we're just gonna go band for band, row for row, and just talk about everything. If you want to see previous guides, go ahead and look at them. Here we go. Launch updates from Treyarch for Liberty Falls is the absolute look of Liberty Falls. The Treyarch has listened to the community, and we talked about it in a video prior where they've made the map moodier, and that's exactly what they've done. Since the debut of early gameplay footage at Call of Duty Next back in August, the Zombies team and Treyarch have continued to iterate the look and feel and sound Liberty Falls to crank up the map's creepiness factor. Heading into launch, players can expect a moodier visual tone to the map, along with gorier set dressings and new environment audio to more interesting reflect the chaos of the dimensional breach. Additional atmospheric elements related to the map's main quest will also be present throughout Liberty Falls as players begin to solve the mysteries awaiting for them in the wake of the undead incursion. And of course, there might be a brand new Easter egg song from Kevin Drew. One thing that we see here is these new sort of ether clouds that are going to be present within this map. They're going to be put all around the map, and we do get some early pictures of what the map looks like, but we get some more insight on Twitter as well where they talk about this. Next thing, the HUD. The UI team has continued to update the game's modular HUD, touching up some of the zombie-specific elements that can appear across most HUD preset options. These updates include character portraits added to the lower left by default, the general alignment and color adjustments to make all across the HUD. Perk icons are now positioned closer together. Zombie-specific widgets added for certain in-game actions. In-game Gobblegum Award animation added. Visibility sliders added to allow players to fine-tune or completely disable additional HUD elements, including score feed, medals, mini-map opacity, weapon and equipment information, and more. Yes! You no longer have to see the points that pop up next to you when you kill zombies. You no longer have to see medals that pop up. This is a massive change. I mean, just look at this overall picture. Look how much nicer it is. Look at the perk icons together. Look at how much smaller it is. Look at the fact that it doesn't look like Warzone. Great work, Treyarch. And that you can still customize it. You can still get rid of the HUD. You can still get rid of the compass. You can still get rid of the mini-map. These are all fantastic elements that they're talking about in this new zombie game. Terminus Island Recon. From the long-disguised mimic tunnels to its use of a World War II resupply depot to the structure built as a part of the shuttered CIA black site, there is a wealth of discoveries to be made across Terminus Island. Given the more recent evidence of heinous biological experiments led by the nefarious Project Janus group, our newly freed Requiem crew will need to stay on their toes. Here are more pictures of the map, and wow, color, color, color. Now this could simply just be lit up hue, lit up saturation, but they give a lot of pictures of areas around the map. Here's a first part, which is the cells and the guard station, kind of near the spawn where we see the first part of where we spawn in for that map, and in sort of the intro cutscene. At the top of the prison site lies a series of holding cells where the Requiem crew have been biding their time for the last half decade. The paint is peeling, the ducts are rusting, and there are odd smell coming from one of the air vents. Adjacent is the guard station where handlers Peck and Strauss have been barricaded themselves. Interrogation room with the remnants of torture sessions still visible, obviously with the Requiem crew. Next part of the map is the security overlook and the control center. A cracked concrete overload lies between a guard tower, which leads to a 2-level control center with monitor banks and well-stationed armory further down the embankment the prison is built on. The remains of a Project Janus communication structure seem to have been well maintained until the recent incursion. God, man, this story is so much better than Cold War's. Living quarters, storage, and mess hall. This large storage area leads down to an unloading ramp to the rec yard and the other side of an older structure built in 1942 where the US Navy established a resupply base on the island. Nearby is an engineering room stacked with electronics and tables to tinker on. Like we're saying, this is more of an outside area when you leave the map more. And then you have C Tower, a gun emplacement atop the octagonal tower with attached metal ramps and gentries as an ascender all the way down to the gigantic concrete footings. This is where we see that massive trap, and this is the part where in the trailer we see them walk through to go towards power. The gun battery platform, this is right next to Sweet Towers, and this is where the actual trap is. A massive World War II vintage gun emplacement rests atop a thick concrete platform seemingly modified by Project Janus in recent years as a part of an unusual experiment. God, that trap is great. sea caves, and mining tunnels. Below the outer areas of the map, prisons are a pair of subterranean tunnels, one naturally occurring and the other man-made, dug out towards the end of the 19th century when the island's long-mined coal reserves were being greedily exploited. Fuck yeah. Biolab, this is where Pack-a-Punch and the power is. An impressive feat of engineering awaits the island. A large sea cave has been completely hollowed out, and a large-scale secret research facility has been constructed within the cavern walls. Multi-level gentry walkways and stairs are clapped to the other walls, which what appears to be an experimentation chamber lies within. Another area, incline lift and maglev elevator. Though the biolab is set with a huge cavern, it has multiple pathways outwards thanks to an incline lift that periodically trundles up to the top level behind the living quarters. So this connects the bottom area to that top area as a way to move around the map, which fast travel is going to be needed for a map of this size. Further around the biolab's gentries, there's an operational Project Janus constructed maglev elevator. That's where we saw Pack-a-Punch, and then this other elevator is a way to get around the map. Very, very nice. Then we have the shipwreck, which is in the middle of the ocean, completely taken away from the entire island itself. Despite the radar buoys in close proximity, the remains of a shipping tanker indicate just how treacherous the waters around Terminus Island are. Slowly rusting from the stern to prow, the salt waters have eaten away at the hull through the main deck and is still seemingly accessible. Very, very nice. The outer islands. To the northwest is Temple Island, and odd pillar-like carvings. Due to the east is Castle Rock Island, named after the natural stone edified Judith from the tidal sands that appear to be an old fortification. These are sort of defense islands before the big one, and these also are completely disconnected. The third largest of the three outcrops is Crab Island, where Project Janus disposal crews would discard the remains of their scientist team's unwholesome experiments. Damn, just a waste island. Holy shit. The seas around Terminus Island are also home to something more foreboding, a terror in the water, writhing up an eradicated cloud and violently attack those that remain outside the confines of the prison for too long. And that is everything about that map. That is Terminus. Holy. You want to talk about a lot of talk about Terminus. That is every single section of that map. And now we have Liberty Falls. So we just looked at all the locations of Terminus, and I think it's important to look at all the locations of Liberty Falls. Just to be mindful, both of these maps do take place at the exact same time. With that being said, pump and pay. You begin your battles against the swarms of rotting townspeople from a gas station rooftop vantage point. This soon becomes a disadvantage once you realize how nimble zombies are at reaching you. If you're a glutton for punishment, switch on the rampage inducer and hear and speed up the action. Otherwise, descend to the ground and bear witness to the true horrors that have befallen the cursed hamlet. Motor Lodge. The ironically named Rest EZ Motor Lodge is one of the first structures you'll investigate after scrambling down from the gas station. Party ablaze with the word help dubbed across the roof, this seemingly epic center of zombies activity with shambling horrors crashing out of rooms on the ground and upper floors. In the southern corner of the town is the local comic shop ran by Ollie. Best not think about what happened to him. The shop caters to the true collector with both the latest and back issues of charged up heavy space and odd stories on sale at reasonable prices. But most folks come in there for large, life-size statues of Etherelia. I hope I said that right. To pose with, star of the comic line of the same name. Fuller's Liberty Lanes. An old-fashioned bowling alley compromise of a snack bar and small arcade have been overrun with the undead. These lanes themselves seem to be just wide open enough to hear large zombie hordes without getting trapped and ripped apart. But looks can be deceiving. Savings and loans. The Bank of Liberty Falls is a grand stone edifice with seems to have been well barricaded before the baying hordes overran the place. That's not to say it is a safe place to visit, but is centrally located with fine marbled floors only somewhat tarnished by the wreckage, strewn debris, and unpleasant fluids. The Holy Falls Church. This neo-Gothic house of worship has become more terrifying than the first thing inside you investigated. Placed on the plateau of the highest point of the town, a dimensional anomaly seems to have fully enveloped the interior. The Alamo. Judging by the sandbags, razor wire, and other defenses, the bank's rooftop is where the last surviving members of Project Janus response team made their last stand. And with that being said, that is everything we have to know about Liberty Falls. And that is everything we're going to learn about the maps. So the next thing we're going to do is talk about the augment system for the perks. Now, there is 8 perks in this game, and the augments for each perk have already been listed out to all of us. Now, what I'm going to do is explain how the augment system works, how the system is going to be sort of like a skill tree for Call of Duty Zombies. I will read each augment system out for just the perks, ammo mods, and the field upgrade. Augments are equipable things to perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades to modify their performance. Augments are unlockable gameplay advantages you can apply to every single one of these and provide a rich, innovative customization experience, allowing you to invest into these research between matches. There are 108 total augments available to unlock, and equip at the game's launch. And it divided as follows: 48 perks, 30 ammo mods, and 30 field upgrades. To research and choose augments, you have to unlock level 11. Once you research and unlock individual augments, they can be chosen before the start of a match for each individual perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade. To start researching an augment, simply select which item you'd like to research in the menu and start earning XP in-game to make progress towards the augment. Each item has 2 available augment slots, one for a major and one for a minor augment. Expect 3 major augments to choose from per item. A major augment offers a substantial advantage to the behavior of that item, usually during when you use it, and expect 3 minor augments to choose from per item. A minor augment is more limited than that major advantage. The depths of augment's customization experience becomes apparent as you learn the different effects of each augment and how they stack and affect other upgrades across the game. This subsequently allows you to customize your augments for your style of play, whether solo or squad based. If you play a particular role in your squad, for example as a healer, you may already have a good idea of which augment you should search for, unlock, and employ along with other related power-ups to optimize your team dynamics and survivability. As you said, here are the 8 perk-colas, and there will be 48 augments on the perk-cola, so 6 per perk. Juggernog. Obviously, the perk increases your health, but here are the major and minor augments. Probiotic slightly increases maximum health with Juggernog. Turtle Shell, armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing damage to your back. No damage mitigated when hit from the front. Exactly like the regular shield of the old games. Reactive armor, when an armor plate breaks, nearby normal zombies are stunned for a short time. Those are your major augments. Minor augments are retaliation, deals bonus damage while health is low. Hardened plates, armor plates have more damage mitigation, and durable plates slightly increases armor durability. Stamina, of course, obviously increases your movement speed, but here are their augments. For the major augments, we have Free Faller, become immune to fall damage, which is interesting that it's on stamina and not on PhD Flopper. Second one is Dasher, which increase your tactical sprint duration. And the third one is Stalker, which you walk faster while aiming. And then for your minor augments, you have Hard Target, which is while tactical sprinting, projectile damage is reduced. Your second one is Quarterback, use equipment while sprinting. And your last one is Hot Foot, which you gain a speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy. Speed Cola, reload and replates armor faster, and you reload your weapons faster. Your major augments are Supercharged, field upgrades recharge a bit faster. The Classic Formula, which reload speed is even faster. And the Phantom Reload, weapon magazines are slowly refilled over time. For the minor augments, you have the Speedy Roulette, which the mystery box settles much faster, so that'll be a faster roll. Think of sort of like a time slip. Quick Swap, which is swapping weapons faster, and then Fast Pitcher, which deploys equipment faster. Deadshot Daiquiri, drink to improve your ADS and increase critical damage. The major augments for this one is Deadhead, which is further increasing critical damage. Dead First, which deals double critical damage if an enemy is at full health. Dead Again, critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet to your magazine. For the minor augment, Dead Break increases damage to your armor pieces. Dead Draw, reduce hip fire spread. And Dead Set, reduce gun movement while performing advanced movement. Quick Revive, recover your health and revive other players faster. For your major augments, you have EMT, reviving an ally allows them to keep all their perks while they bleed out. Equivalent Exchange, killing an enemy while down will revive you and remove quick revive. This can be done up to 3 times. We know what that is. Dying Wish, on lethal damage, become immune to all damage for 2 seconds and keep 1 health. Wow, quick revive is getting Dying Wish from Black Ops 4. Minor augments, Swift Recovery, reviving an ally increases both of your movement speeds for a short time. Kinetic Return, reviving an ally heals you to full health. And Slow Death, increase your time and last stand. Coagulant. Elemental Pop, attacks can trigger a random animal mod. For your major augment, Citrus Focus, if a weapon has an ammo mod applied, the Elemental Pop will only activate that one. Imperial Peach, enemies that hit you with the chance to trigger a random animal mod. So while you get hit, Electric Cherry reloading creates an electric damage, discharge that damage and stuns nearby normal enemies. The emptier the magazine, the stronger the damage. We know what Electric Cherry is. For your minor augments, you have Vulnerability, slightly increase enemy elemental weakness damage. You have the Pineapple Blast, which equipment can also trigger a random ammo mod. And the Chill Berry, which slightly reduce all ammo mod cooldowns. PhD Flopper is our next perk. Explosive Dive to prone and immunity to self-inflicted explosive damage. We already know. But no fall damage because that is a part of the stamina up ammo mods. Augments. Gravity MD, just falling from heights creates explosions. Dr. Ram, tactical sprint, knocks down and damages base zombies. And PhD slider sliding against enemies triggers explosions. Minor augments, environmentalists become immune to environmental damage while sliding. EOD technician, slightly reduce height and distance requirements for explosions. And the tribalist just is sliding distance and speed are increased. Next is melee macchiato. Replace your weapon butt with a deadly punch. Major augments, espresso, all melee attacks are faster. Vampiric attraction, all melee attacks heal a small amount of your health. And in triple shot, your punch can hit multiple times at once. Minor augments are stick and move, back pedal speed is increased after a successful melee attack. Strength training, your punch can kill one normal enemy for longer. And hit an impact, melee kills reload a portion of your held weapon. And that is going to be every single ability for your perks. There was 8 perks, and that is all the augments for them. So now we are going to go to ammo mods. You guys know what the ammo mods are. Let's just get right into the augments. Brain rot. Bullets deal toxic damage. Each bullet has a chance to temporarily turn a normal zombie or a special zombie into an ally. The major augments for this, the plague. The charmed enemy has a chance to turn other enemies. Very nice. The pheromone, which is the charmed enemy distracts nearby normal and special enemies for a short time. And the big game, brain rot, can charm elite enemies. Minor augments for this is extension, brain rot duration is slightly increased. Haste, brain rot cooldown is slightly reduced. Explosive, charm enemies explode at the end of brain rot's duration, dealing toxic damage. Next is crowd freeze. Bullets deal frost damage. For the major augments, big game, crowd freeze can slow elite enemies. Ice cloud, enemies that are killed while frozen may leave a cloud that slows enemies. And frozen stiff, enemies are frozen in place. For the minor augments, extension, which allows you get slightly increased slow duration. Freezer burn slightly increases damage to frozen enemies. And liquid nitrogen significantly increases your chance for cryo freeze to activate. For Deadwire bullets deal electrical damage. And the major augments for this is called Chain Lightning. The stun enemy can spread to others. Think of something similar as like a Wonderwaff. Big game, Deadwire can stun elite enemies, which is very cool. And then Lightning Strike, a bolt of lightning strikes from above, stunning all normal and special enemies around the area. That sounds very cool, but I'm a big fan of what it sounds like. Then you have the minor augments, which is the high voltage Deadwire, slightly more damage. Haste, Deadwire cooldown is smaller. And extension, the stun electric field lasts a little bit longer. So just similar stuff to the other ones. Napalm Burst deals fire on your damage. For the major augments of the Napalm Burst, you have the big game, which Napalm Burst can burn elite enemies. Thermite can increase your bullet effect damage and and for Firebomb, burned enemies explode on death, spreading to the fire with nearby enemies. A lot of these augments are very similar with each one, but just with a different effect. But I'm not upset about that. And then for the minor augments, you have extension, which increases the burn duration. Incinerary, I'm not quite sure. Each damage tick has a small chance to spread to a nearby enemy, and then the contact burn initial burn effects deal more damage. Then you have the Shadow Rift. Now, this is the brand new one. The bullets deal shadow damage, have a chance to spawn a black hole on a normal or special enemy, warping away those nearby and dropping some from the air at a lethal speed. Very excited about this ammo mod. So the major augments for this one is big game again. Shadow Rift can activate on elite enemies. Then you have Topple Danger, warp one enemy that deals shadow damage to others. And then Explosive Rain, enemies that are dropped from portals will explode on contact with the ground. For the minor augments, we have Haste, Shadow Rift cooldown is reduced. Targeted dropped enemies will fall on other enemies. And then Supermassive, the singularity's lethal radius is increased and can kill more enemies. Now we have 5 field upgrades. With that being said, we're going to read through all 5 of these field upgrades and tell you all their augments. Ether Shroud. You know what Ether Shroud is. We've seen it in the past game. You basically become invisible for a little bit. For the major augment, the Group Shroud, nearby players are also cloaked. So not just you, but everyone around you. Burst Dash, warp forward a short distance, killing all normal enemies within your path. Very, very cool. Kind of Blaze Phase EE. And then for the Void Sheath, swap your dedicated melee weapon as long as it's imbued with Dark Ether energy. Kills allow you to stay in the Ether Shroud for longer. Very interesting. For the minor augments, we have Instant Reload. Activation instantly reloads your current held weapon. Cool. Extra Charge increases the match charges by 1. That is a very good minor augment. And then Extension, Ether Shroud duration is significantly increased. Dark Flare. Now, this is the brand new one. We've seen a picture of this before. It generates an energy meme with this sort of weapon, and it shoots everything in its path. Kind of looks like an OG specialist weapon. But here are the augments for this one. So you have the major augment, which is extension. It significantly increased the dark flare duration. You have Supernova. The beam is replaced with a sphere that damages nearby enemies as it travels. The ball detonates at the end of the dark flare's duration. Kind of sounds a bit like a Gerst device. And then the dark pack beam heals and revives other players on contact. That is a very good one. And then for the minor augment, we have the broad beam, significantly increases the side of the beam. Very cool. You have the heavy shadow. The beam slows enemies down on contact. And then the heavy charge increases it by 1. You have Frenzy Guard, which if you guys don't remember, in that one, has all the zombies look at you. Armor takes all the damage during it, and everyone else is safe. So for the major augments in that one, we have phalanx or whatever. I am autistic, so don't worry about me. Teammates can also repair armor from kills while near you. Very nice. You have the retribution one, which is triggers when an explosion on activation. Normal enemies that melee the player are damaged and knocked down. And then frenzy fire, when frenzied, use ammo from the stock instead of just from your clip. Stock option, very similar. And then the minor augments, we have repair boost, repair more armor per kill. We have extension, which is increases family guard duration. Then we have rally, which on activation repair all nearby teammates health and armor to full. We have healing aura, heals all players immediately. Phoenix up, very similar. Healing, awesome. For the major augments for the healing aura, we have resilience. All effective players have their health regeneration delayed, reduced, and at the rate of healing increased temporarily. We have the enduring radiance. The beam and their healing effects persist for a short time after leaving the area on effect. And then you have persistence. Revive players to keep all perks while they bleed out bar. And then the minor augments, you have inner strength. Affected players' damage is slightly increased for a short time. Protection, which healed players have damage slightly mitigated for a short time. Then you have Stoic Presence. On activation, not activision. Special and elite enemies are stunned while normal enemies are knocked down. Very cool. Energy Mine. You know this one. Kind of a pure little energy. You want to kill some zombies? Use this one. For the major augment, you have Scatter. The Energy Mine will split into 3 mines that scatter and detonate each one at a time. You have Turret. Instead of a mine, deploy a turret that shoots all the nearby enemies. Very cool. Then you have Carousel. 3 energy mines will float around you, detonating when an enemy is nearby. Think of sort of the Dead Ops arcade ability. And then for the minor augments, you have a frequency boost, increased detonation and count during any energy mine. You have extra charge, increasing it by 1. And then you have Siren, which energy mine now attracts nearby normal enemies for a short amount of time. Wow, if you guys are still watching this video, I really do appreciate you. Now, the augment system is very, very cool. That is me reading this, and this is at launch. Like I said, those were a bunch of abilities. And what I'm going to do is going to have, hopefully, this chaptered out. So you guys, if you have any sort of augments you want to see, you can go ahead and go back to him. But we still have so much information to get through. We're not done yet. Let me show you guys what we have next. So next up, we have the round-based map preparation, which is the zombies loadout. Now, this loadout, you were able to come in with any weapon as your primary, and then you can come in with a secondary melee weapon. You will also come in with a field upgrade, tactical lethal, and then your gobble gun pack. Your weapon can be whatever. It can be assault rifles, shotguns, LMGs, pistol, doesn't matter. Your second weapon will be a melee though. Pistol or whatever, shotgun, it won't be that. And then the gunsmith, like other stuff is for this weapon, is going to be all cosmetic. So the weapon is going to be the same no matter what. You're not going to have a super strong one. It's going to be very cosmetic-y based, which I'm totally cool with. Field upgrade and everything else kind of in here, they explain to you what those are, but you guys already know what field upgrades, tactical lethal equipment is. We've played Cold War. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on just a little bit, available tacticals that you will have on launch. So on launch for the tacticals, you will have the concussion, the smoke, the stim shot, the decoy, and the shock charge. Very Call of Duty level 1s. But of course, you'll also have the monkey bomb, and you will have the Gerst device. Gonna be honest with you, those ones you're gonna have to probably grab in-game. You can probably grab salvage to build those things, and it probably does cost money to build those things with salvage. But in terms of spawning in with one, probably not going to be possible. And then for the lethals, you'll have the frag, sticky grenade, C4, thermal grenade, and the impact grenade, Molotov, blast trap, and combat axe. All of these are your lethals that you can spawn in with. You guys kind of already know the salvage system allows you to buy it, allows you to get it. Now, there won't be 2 salvage systems this time. There will just be the 1. I am very, very excited with the brand new lethals and tacticals in the beginning. It's very similar to the OG Call of Duty ones that we've been always having. But now we're going to go into this support equipment, which is not going to be the lethal and tactical. This is going to be the score streaks. There is 8 score streaks that I see. And the score streaks is extra armor plates, the RCXD. You have the LDBR, which is going to be something very, very cool. It's going to be in this picture here, kind of a tank missile thing that you can use. And then the Hellstorm missile. You know exactly what those are. Then for the next 4, we're going to have the sentry turret, which is very nice. You're going to have the Mangler cannon, which I guess you cannot just grab from Manglers, but you can go ahead and pull one out for yourself, get a couple of shots of that. You have the chopper gunner. We know what the chopper gunner is. And then you have the mutant injection when you can literally turn into a mangler. We saw this in the trailer. Very, very cool. Last up is the gobble gun rarity. Woo! There is so many different type of gobble gums. Here they all are. We have rare, epic, legendary, and ultra with 2 whimsicals. And the whimsicals will not be unlimited. They will not be like a classic gobble gum. They will be limited like all these other ones. So if you remember, you do get the gobble gums per gobble gum. There is no longer a sort of secondary currency, a liquid divinium, a COD points that you have to use. you now can just buy the gobble gum directly. So with that being said, here's the gobble gums. For the rare ones, stock option, take the ammo from your stockpile. Anywhere but here, you can teleport anywhere at any time. Temporal gift, make a power-ups last longer. Shields up, you get all your armor and make it twice as strong. Killjoy, spawn in an insta-kill. Cashback, spawn in a max ammo. Arsenal accelerator, charge the player's field upgrader faster. Epic gobble gums. Who's keeping score? Spawn in a double point. Now, nowhere but there, go ahead and spawn to a random down player and revive them instantly when you're near them. Profit sharing, everyone shares each other's profits, so when you get points, everyone gets points. Exit strategy, that's a new one. You can activate the exfil immediately if you want, which is very, very cool. And it reduces the zombie spawns during the exfil. Free fire, unlimited ammo. Soda fountain, every time you buy a perk, you also get a extra perk for free, but it's random. Respin cycle, respin the box if you don't like your box hit. You have your legendary gobble gums, which is your idolize. All players get ignored by zombies for 30 seconds. Wall power, whatever ball weapon you buy becomes pack-a-punch. Crate power, whatever mystery box weapon you buy becomes pack-a-punch. Phoenix up, revives all players, and everyone keeps their perks. On the house, anyone can get a free power-up. Wall-to-wall clearance, wall buys are basically a fire sale. An immolation liquidation, spawn in one free fire sale. And then finally, we're going to have the ultra rare and the whimsicals. For the ultra rare goblins, you perkaholic, give everyone every perk. You're the experience, revive or be revived simply by standing near other players, and all players will keep their perks. Probably the most overpowered gobble gum in the history of zombies. Hidden power, which is a new one. Currently upgrade your held weapon to a legendary rating, so that'd be very good in the beginning of the game. Wonder bar, you get a wonder weapon next spin, and then raindrops, drop all power-ups at once. And then for your whimsicals, you have the Newton's negation. You never do this. Last 3 minutes, zombies fall straight upwards, and then indigestion, zombie killed experience extreme flatulence. So zombies are fucking shitting their pants. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting to get to the end of this post, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give you more information than you probably need. Game is coming out October 24th/25th. This game is going to be absolutely amazing. Here's more pictures. You have the dedicated crew, and then you'll have extra operators you could play as if you don't want to play as that dedicated crew. You have your gunsmith, your loadouts, your augments, and everything. You have the barracks and progression within games. And honestly, this game is going to be amazing. With all the pictures and all the information I've just read to you guys today, I think we're nothing short of being sure that this game is going to absolutely slap. And I appreciate you all, you guys listening to me just ramble on for about 30 minutes about every single thing you need to know about this game for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So if you made it this far, why don't you just leave a like, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. The next thing I'll say is, on launch, I'm going to be streaming my gameplay, and I will be streaming the Easter egg hunt for both maps. So if you guys want to come along to the ride, make sure to hit that notifications, and I will be streaming on that day one. I know I don't stream much on this channel, but when it's important things like Zombies for Charity or the release of the game, I will be butt-loading it with content. Another thing as well, I am asking for help on grabbing gameplay footage for launch. Now, I will obviously be playing a bunch of zombies, but I also don't have editors, and I will be trying to keep up with other people that have those teams. So, if you are willing to help me, whether paid or just by volunteering, please make sure to let me know. Tag me on Twitter. I saw Mr. Waffle Waffles doing something like this on his video, and I think it's a good idea. So, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what's your favorite thing about this entire blog post, and hopefully, I will see you guys very soon.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.